Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The time after sunset and before sunrise while it is dark outside. Roman goddess of night, daughter of Erebus, counterpart of Greek Nyx. A period of ignorance or backwardness or gloom. A shortening of nightfall. They worked from morning to night. Darkness. It vanished into the night. The dark part of the diurnal cycle considered a time unit. 3 nights later he collapsed. The period spent sleeping. I had a restless night. The time between sunset and midnight. He watched television every night. The time after sunset and before sunrise while it is dark outside. Stemming from evil characteristics or forces, wicked or dishonorable. Darth Vader of the dark side. Absence of light or illumination. Causing dejection. The dark days of the war. Absence of moral or spiritual values. The powers of darkness. Lacking enlightenment or knowledge or culture. The Dark Ages. Marked by difficulty of style or expression. Much that was dark is now quite clear to me. An unenlightened state. He was in the dark concerning their intentions. Showing a brooding ill humor. A dark scowl. An unilluminated area. He moved off into the darkness. Brunette, used of hair or skin or eyes. Dark eyes. Devoid of or deficient in light or brightness, shadowed or black. Sitting in a dark corner. Not giving performances, closed. The theater is dark on Mondays. Secret. Keep it dark. Used of color, having a dark hue. Dark green. The time after sunset and before sunrise while it is dark outside. Roman goddess of night, daughter of Erebus, counterpart of Greek Nyx. An amount of time. A time period of 30 years. The monthly discharge of blood from the uterus of non-pregnant women from puberty to menopause. A unit of geological time during which a system of rocks formed. Ganoid fishes swarmed during the earlier geological periods. A punctuation mark, placed at the end of a declarative sentence to indicate a full stop or after abbreviations. In England they call a period a stop. Ice hockey, one of 3 divisions into which play is divided in hockey games. The end or completion of something. Death put a period to his endeavors. The interval taken to complete one cycle of a regularly repeating phenomenon. An amount of time. Hastened the period of time of his recovery. An amount of time. A time period of 30 years. The time of day immediately following sunset. The time of day immediately following sunset. Lighted by or as if by twilight. The twilight glow of the sky. The time of day immediately following sunset. He loved the twilight. A condition of decline following successes. In the twilight of the empire. The diffused light from the sky when the sun is below the horizon but its rays are refracted by the atmosphere of the earth. The time of day immediately following sunset. Become dusk. The time of day immediately following sunset. The time of day immediately following sunset. Move downward and lower, but not necessarily all the way. The barometer is falling. The act of surrendering, usually under agreed conditions. Come into the possession of. When a wrestler's shoulders are forced to the mat. Fall from clouds. Rain, snow and sleet were falling. Lose an upright position suddenly. A sudden decline in strength or number or importance. The fall of the House of Hapsburg. Fall or flow in a certain way. Fall to somebody by assignment or lot. A sudden sharp decrease in some quantity. When that became known, the price of their stock went into free fall. A free and rapid descent by the force of gravity. Touch or seem as if touching visually or audibly. Decrease in size, extent, or range. Come as if by falling. A downward slope or bend. The season when the leaves fall from the trees. In the fall of 1973. The time of day immediately following sunset. They finished before the fall of night. A sudden drop from an upright position. Come under, be classified or included. Fall into a category. Be inherited by. A lapse into sin, a loss of innocence or of chastity. A fall from virtue. A movement downward. The rise and fall of the tides. Assume a disappointed or sad expression. Be born, used chiefly of lambs. Be captured. Be cast down. Be due. Payments fall on the first of the month. Begin vigorously. Come out. Issue. Descend in free fall under the influence of gravity. Die, as in battle or in a hunt. Several deer have fallen to the same gun. Drop oneself to a lower or less erect position. Go as if by falling. Lose office or power. Lose one's chastity. A fallen woman. Move in a specified direction. The line of men fall forward. Occur at a specified time or place. Christmas falls on a Monday this year. Pass suddenly and passively into a state of body or mind. Fall into a trap. Slope downward. The hills around here fall towards the ocean. Suffer defeat, failure, or ruin. We must stand or fall. The lapse of mankind into sinfulness because of the sin of Adam and Eve. To be given by assignment or distribution. To be given by right or inheritance. Yield to temptation or sin. The time of day immediately following sunset. The time of day immediately following sunset. Absence of light or illumination. Absence of moral or spiritual values. The powers of darkness. An unenlightened state. His lectures dispelled the darkness. A swarthy complexion. An unilluminated area. He moved off into the darkness. Having a dark or somber color. A unit for measuring time periods. A unit for measuring time periods. Any night of the week except Saturday or Sunday. The night after the wedding when bride and groom sleep together. Time for Earth to make a complete rotation on its axis. The time after sunrise and before sunset while it is light outside. The dawn turned night into day. Time for Earth to make a complete rotation on its axis. 2 days later they left. The time for one complete rotation of the Earth relative to a particular star, about 4 minutes shorter than a mean solar day. United States writer best known for his autobiographical works, 1874 to 1935. A day assigned to a particular purpose or observance. An era of existence or influence. In the day of the dinosaurs. A period of opportunity. He deserves his day in court. Some point or period in time. It should arrive any day now. The period of time taken by a particular planet, e.g. Mars, to make a complete rotation on its axis. How long is a day on Jupiter? The recurring hours when you are not sleeping, especially those when you are working. My day began early this morning. Time for Earth to make a complete rotation on its axis. Time for Earth to make a complete rotation on its axis. Time for Earth to make a complete rotation on its axis. Time for Earth to make a complete rotation on its axis. Military, signal to turn the lights out. A prescribed bedtime. The hours just after midnight. The latter part of night. The latter part of the day, the period of decreasing daylight from late afternoon until nightfall. He enjoyed the evening light across the lake. A later concluding time period. It was the evening of the Roman Empire. The early part of night, from dinner until bedtime, spent in a special way. An evening at the opera.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.